According to Carl the Cobra Froch, Moses Itauma would put a beatdown on Anthony Joshua. And let me counterpunch. Younger, no damage, no losses. Maybe not. I think the point is Carl Froch bringing that type of comparison to the forefront is no other than wishful thinking. You know, like you asking like Moses Itauma, a guy that's been in the camp with AJ, a guy that may be still training with AJ, because we don't know if we know that they they trained together, they sparred together. You know, they were in the same gym. Ben Davison had them both as fighters. So, you know, for a random comparison from Carl Froch, hey, Moses will take a beat down on AJ. It seems like to me that's what you would like to happen. When you hear people talk about certain fights, that's the fight that they want to see. But why would you think Carl Froch would want to see a fight between Moses and Anthony Joshua? Because I think he wants to see AJ bleed. You guys remember last week, he was the same one that said he don't want to see AJ in the ring again. You go from that to saying, hey, Moses would put a beat down on AJ. I just think it's strange. I think what should happen with Carl Froch and AJ, or probably which won't happen, but should happen, those guys need to call a truce. Those guys need to. It's almost like, to me, it reminds me of Juan Manuel Marquez and Canelo Alvarez, when Juan had a lot of critical things to say about and to Canelo Alvarez, until Canelo was like, listen, if you really think that I'm that bad of a fighter, why don't you step in the ring with me? You guys remember that? And then it kind of ceased. You didn't really hear anything more from Juan Manuel Marquez after that. Not saying he was scared, because I don't think that he's scared at all, but yeah, it got that real when Canelo had to say, you know what, I'm tired of him, hablatera, así, like that, right? So, talking too much. So, I think this reminds me of the same thing. However, AJ and Carl Froch are in two different weight classes. They're in two different age groups, and it puts you in the mind of just these older guys that have this type of, beef. And it just shows you that Froch has it in for AJ. He does not like AJ, but to be clear on what he said, AJ versus Moses Itauma would be a mismatch right now, but it should be a mismatch. You got a guy that's on the rise. You have a guy that has never been defeated. You have a guy that really hasn't been tested. So until someone tests Moses and he's able to execute those punches that we have become familiar with him landing, he's going to be the favored. Whereas you got a guy that's been beaten 4 times, that's been a 2-time unified heavyweight champion. Now he's going through surgery, and surgery, when they start cutting on you, you're never the same. So I think AJ at this point should get his ass beat down by Moses Itauma with everything that he had going. You know what I mean? You don't know if his chin's right. You don't know if his mind's right. You don't know if his body's right. You don't know if his spirit's right. You don't know anything about AJ right now. So, yeah, I would pick Moses Itauma to beat AJ, and it wouldn't be an upset because AJ will be 36 years old in October. Shout out to the Libras in the building. But, seriously, you have, someone like Carl Froch stating things like that. It just makes you wonder where his mindset is based on it, based on intent. You know what I mean? But you guys tell me what you think of Carl the Cobra Froch stating that Moses Itauma would put a beat down on Anthony Joshua. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.